Alright, we're playing Hardspace Shipbreaker. This is episode 12 of our second no revival run. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, we did a training mission for the last one. This is the power generator training. I don't really feel compelled to finish this ship just because it's a training ship and it always feels strange because I didn't pick the ship, you know what I mean? Even if we do another javelin, it's like I think I'd rather just start another one. Fuel tanker, one or two atlases, I think, and lots of mackerels. Really just want to grind it out till we can do geckos. I think they're my favorite part of my favorite ship to do. Do a cargo javelin maybe. We do only have 5 salvage goals here. It's level 6. Maybe we'll look at the. There's not a level 7 one, I don't think. There is if we go down into the tanker, which is not really my preference because it does have explosive fuel tanks instead of just like cargo pods. But it's more salvage goals. We'll give it a shot. Might be a 2-parter. But if we commit to it, we're going to actually do both parts, I think. We're decent on tethers. We do need fuel before we go anywhere, though.
Welcome to Venditron 9000.
Let's go ahead. Should have planted demo charges because when you upgrade it, I think it fills you up. So we have 10 to start with. I like to just start with these ion rings since they require the demo charges. It's a good place to start with your run, plus the first one's up front at least. Sometimes there's 2, sometimes there's only 1. We gotta cut this apart though. You see what I mean? Like this is the cut where like if I had extra range I might have hit the fuel tanks. Like not if you're careful, but it's something I don't want to worry about. I'm never really cutting things super far away that I have to think. I'd like it to be a longer range, but it's really just not necessary, in my opinion. At the very least, it's very low priority on your upgrades. Alright, let's make sure that one gets there, and we'll throw a tether on this one as well. And maybe 2. Let's go get started on... So there's no ion ring in the back. And we're going to just depressurize the cockpit here, if it's pressurized, which it probably is, but some of them haven't been. There's the rail gate going off. Okay, looks like it's depressurized already, so there's no issue there. We're just going to throw the cockpit into the barge. And I think we'll head to the back. We'll start working on the reactor and or the parts to get it loose. Just don't want to hit that too hard. Looks like it's depressurized back here, but the interior is not.
Salvage deposited. Applying credit to account.
Hopefully we'll get an atmospheric regulator back here, but I wouldn't count on it. See if there's one in here. Nice, we got one.
Air pressure level decreasing.
Go ahead and open this up to the outside, and we'll hit this one over here as well.
Depressurizing. Airlock depressurizing.
Should be good. Everything should be depressurized now.
Salvage secured.
Just go around
Applying
here.
credit.
Start cutting this loose.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited. Salvage deposit registered. Account credited.
Never tell where I put these things once I let them float away a little bit. Gotta keep an eye on them.
Salvage deposited. Applying credit to account.
we got most of them. There's a couple in the back, of course. We gotta hit the lever here real quick. Switch, whatever you call it.
Processing object. Applying credits to account.
Alright, I forgot we got these things on the sides. You see the reactor's upright instead of sideways like it was before.
Applying credit.
There's kind of like these amplifiers that require demo charges right around that area. And if it hits the reactor at all, it'll just blow up the whole ship. So I don't want to do that. I wonder what the best way to do this is. We got all the cut points on the inside. I think we just maybe start pulling on this. Getting it piece by piece out of the way. Maybe do something like that. Just kind of want this moving in different directions so I can get to the reactor. I can start cutting this stuff on the outside, maybe. Long run, I kind of want these free, but it also just open up this part of the ship, which is something I'm trying to do. Let's see where we're at. Alright, this rear section is the one with the needs the demo
Valuable
charges,
object processed.
whereas
Credits deposited.
less so in the middle, where the reactor is. So at least they're not connected to the same part of the ship. The problem is it's just taking too long. It's one of the reasons I don't do a whole lot of these javelins. Alright. Are we disconnected from the ECU? I feel like we are, but the reactor's still got... Huh. No, you know, it's still connected. There's the pipe. Forgot about that. We know we cut the ship apart. Let's go ahead and open this up and get that disconnected. And then we'll just be able to pull the reactor out. Once it's gone, we'll be able to use the demo charges freely, and it's easy.
Reactor meltdown triggered. Action urgently required.
Perfect.
Salvage goal
Get rid
obtained.
of some of this debris here, just so I can see where I'm working. Let me go ahead and cut
Object
this
accepted for processing.
pipe so that this part's disconnected and the panel can go where I want it to. Something like that. This thing kind of belongs in a... I feel like that thing, for as hard as it is to move, it's kind of heavier than a lot of objects. It's same size. It needs to be worth more money than it is. Otherwise, I just don't feel compelled to, like, be that careful with it. Let's demo these things off. I know it doesn't look like the blast radius is that dangerous to, if like there's a
Valuable
reactor inside,
object
but
processed.
I've
Credits
definitely had
awarded.
that happen before on a different profile that I was playing before.
Salvage secured. Applying credit.
Looks like the most of the back of the ship is kind of
Salvage
figured out.
deposit accepted.
Um,
Credits transferred.
There's one more airlock here. I gotta get this.
Processing valuable deposit. Credits transferred.
Alright, the rest goes in here. Actually, this is...
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Deconnect that. That actually belongs in the furnace. Disconnect, deconnect. That's what I said.
Processor deposit accepted. Credits awarded.
Let's see. Probably got more airlocks back here. Yeah, a couple of them. We're gonna do something different here. We're just gonna disconnect the main section.
Raw material accepted.
Cargo fuel section, whatever you call it. By cutting these
Salvage goal
structural
cleared.
points here.
Rewards allocated. Salvage accepted. Credit applied.
This should now be free floating from the compared to the front of the ship. Get give me that thing.
Alright. This is your 5-minute warning, Cutter. 5
Yeah,
minutes
maybe we
left.
cut this thing actually.
We're out.
Because if we get it loose, we don't need the whole ship. The whole section, I should say. We're on 5 minutes left. It's not great. Actually, I figured that out right. Yep. So we're going to just cut this structurally right here. Just make sure we got it in 2 pieces. Looks pretty good. We're going to send this whole section here into the barge. If we can at all manage that. This might be just better to grab it from the fuel tank. Because the other ones kind of turn red sometimes. So, we don't want, so that's moving. That's good. This rear section is mostly processor, I think. That back section actually belongs in the furnace. So we'll throw this whole thing in the furnace and see where we get with it. And now just time to work on the front part of the ship. We're kind of close, but it's going to be tough to get there with the time we got left. There's just a few minor parts that take longer than I'd like.
Airlock pressurizing.
Alright, let's look for an atmospheric regulator. I don't see one. That one's broken. Let's just go ahead and open the side. Let's grab this part. Figured that might be the case. You can check with your scanner to see which areas are pressurized and which aren't, but I kind of just figured out by which doors are closed and which aren't. Desync. It's just too many of these airlocks to get rid of in the time we got left. Got a dampener.
Valuable component incinerated. Penalty has been applied.
That's probably the section, the cargo section I threw in there that would have processor and
Warning.
furnace parts.
Oxygen reserves are low.
We've got almost all the oxygen capacity upgrades, so I don't know if we actually run out here or not. We might near the end. But for now, I'm going to keep working.
Valuable object accepted for processing.
Yeah, we're definitely going to run out.
Warning. Oxygen reserves critical.
Let's go grab oxygen. It's still worth it, even though we got to pay for it. Even if there's like another minute and 30 left.
Welcome to Vintatron 9000.
Oxygen level.
I think it's like 16 grand or something, but it's like no big deal. You can throw like any part into the furnace or wherever, and you get like that much money, no problem. So it's funny that they make you pay for it, but on the other hand, it's always worth it.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
It's like this section never made it. That's one of the reasons our salvage
Caution.
bar is so low.
Tether supply
Crap.
depleted.
Should have got tethers while I was here if I wasn't paying attention.
Welcome to Vendatron 9000. Thank you for your
Tether's reset.
1 minute left, Cutter. I'd say get a move on, but you know that already.
Do something like that. Send that thing. Probably got some cut points we never bothered with. Grab the power generator real quick.
Deposit accepted. For
Like before, we don't
processing.
really bother with the fuses. We don't need that much time to get into the barge. It is slightly more sparky than it would be otherwise, but it's not a problem.
Salvage accepted. Credit applied.
It's a technical term, sparky. Oh, great. Looks like one. That was thrown down there. Who cares? Gonna try to cut it free, but I'm like, yeah, you know what? Airlock's worth more money than the panel is. So we got almost to level 4. So we definitely need to do another one to try to get the upper levels here. It's gonna be tough to get 7s, partly because we sent a lot of that stuff that belongs in the processor into the furnace, and likewise I wasn't being that careful with that panel at the end. We might, if we got time, we'll save it. We'll see what happens. I find it unlikely we're gonna get to level 7 anyhow, but 6 is certainly a possibility and certainly worth it.
Hello, Shipbreaker. You have 1 incoming transmission waiting.
Hey, are you all around? Seriously, what is with this guy? I honestly can't tell if he's a sociopath or just incompetent.
He's like extremely intimidating.
Should we reach out for some support?
What kind of support you thinking?
Like technical support?
No, Ty, the Union.
I get why you think you want that, kid, but you don't. Trust me.
You're talking about bringing the Union stuff here?
Let me handle it, folks. Please.
Weaver, no disrespect, but this is becoming bigger than just our crew. The Union might help us report this as an official complaint. Maybe mediate a discussion.
Wait. I'm gonna take care of y'all. Same as I always have, okay? And just go on and get them 40 wings, alright? Y'all take care.
Good morning, Shipbreaker. Links
That
mandates
was
a
a
maximum of 8
$15.7
hours
million
of sleep. Any extra sleep time
shift.
will be
We're gonna go
docked
ahead
from the
and
next
jump right into
pay
the next
cycle.
one just so we get the finish the shift in one episode, even if not in one shift. And we'll go ahead and hit continue.
Object accepted for processing.
Go ahead and cut this thing free. We did manage to save it.
Salvage goal met. Rewards will be paid.
And that there. This thing goes processor. There's a bunch of stuff
Salvage
just kind of
secured.
floating around back here.
Applying credit. Valuable object
That definitely went to the wrong
Credits
place.
awarded.
The rest of those are like door panels that are like worth like $1,000. So, alright, got more
Salvage deposit confirmed. Applying credit.
airlocks. You would have so many airlocks on these vessels. Like 1 or 2 is not that bad. You get upwards of like 6 to 8. I don't even know how many there are. There's a lot of airlocks on javelins this season. It's like 2 front and
Salvage
back, plus
registered.
a couple on
Transferring
top.
credit.
Probably one to go into the side of the cockpit. Let's see. It's like 4, 5, 6, at least. Maybe 7. Too many airlocks.
Salvage deposit registered. Account
I don't know
credited.
what this thing's worth.
Salvage goal achieved. Rewards allocated. Deposit accepted for processing.
This thing belongs in the furnace.
Salvage deposited. Applying credit to account.
Not a lot to talk about in
Valuable
these like
object
cleanup
coded.
shifts that require me to
Credits deposited.
finish up the last parts of the ship. Everything's pretty figured out at this point. There's
Valuable
some decent amount of
component
parts in
incinerated.
here. We might.
Don't do that.
We just lost this level 7
Salvage
salvage
goal
goal because
missed.
apparently we missed a,
Rewards eliminated.
what do you call it? Airlock console got missed.
Warning. Fuel
Character's
levels
freaking out,
are
which means
low.
there's a hazard around here somewhere. Probably something's on fire or sparking. So here's the thing, since we can't make the level 7 goal anymore, we can just kind of be
Salvage secured.
pretty careless
Account
with the rest of
credit
this too.
applied.
I don't think we're gonna have a hard time getting level 6. Starting to miss any cut points here. Just a few on this side. Back of this is aluminum, so I'm gonna use the stinger there. Grab a data drive, see if there's anything on it. Nah, it's gotta be probably just text because there's no audio file. Notice it's got to be the fuses come flying off when you tear the power generator out without getting them first. Is there though what's sparking in there? They're just scrap now though. I don't think they have any value. They're more of a pickup than they are a salvageable item. Although I don't know if you get paid for those or not. I'll have to figure it out. Do a little experimentation next time. But to do that, we'd have to tear them out the right way.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
A couple more cuts to make here.
Object processed. Transferring credits.
There's another one. Maybe we can finally get my character to stop freaking out. Okay. This piece is trying to take this thing with it. Maybe if we tether it this way, it'll turn a little bit. Grab the ladder so it doesn't get caught on it. What is this? Airlock console. Not what I wanted.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
We are close enough to level 6 that we can definitely just throw the whole rest of this thing in the barge.
Salvage
It's like an air
secured.
filter and probably a bunch of
Applying
airlock
credit.
consoles on the inside, plus who knows what else. We're real low on fuel, so we'll have to get some. We can get some before the end of this mission, since we got plenty of time, rather than the beginning of the next mission, so we don't have to like stop and do it. Decent amount of tethers to start the next mission as well, so
Processor deposit
no
accepted.
problems there.
Credits awarded. Salvage goal obtained. Additional rewards assigned.
Welcome to Venditron 9000. Thank you for your purchase.
Fuel levels restored.
Just make sure we get
Salvage
paid, and then we'll hit
deposit
the airlock
confirmed.
here.
Applying credit.
Alright, good enough. That's a 2-shift javelin. We only got 6.4 on that one. It's not the best. But we did hit that level 6 salvage goal. It's probably less mastery points overall per shift by doing it that way, though. Since
Hello,
they don't
Shipbreaker.
increase as you get
You
higher.
have 1 incoming.
Hey, Rook. How's life? I don't know why, but I've been feeling a
This is
bit
the one where
lonely
she tells
lately.
us her whole life story.
Lonelier than usual, even. Which
I
is
just wanna
saying something for this
Cut
kind of
ships
work.
up and get paid.
Creeps up on me sometimes. Gets me thinking about this girl I knew back on the airs platforms. Bumped into her while climbing around the scrapyards. Red hair. Like hot metal. Wicked smart, that one. Cute, too. We ate falafel at a street vendor, then got ice cream. Her lips were cold and sweet when we kissed. I was too shy to go home with her. She had fire in her. She left for a job out on the frontier, other side of Jupiter. I'm not mad at her. I would have done the same thing. Where I'm from, you can't really pass up those opportunities. Wonder if she ever thinks about me. Hope she's happy. Hell, she sure shouldn't have any regrets. Anyway, I'll get back to daydreaming and leave you be. Blue out.
Good morning, Shipbreaker. Your theta wave levels are high. Please administer 2 caffeine pods before starting your shift.
I'll just go ahead and check up on our upgrades here. Got 200 points, which is kind of a bunch. That's again why you get those upper tier salvage goals. Worthwhile, definitely. I wonder if there's anything really good we can pick up. We can get more oxygen. Thought we did last time, maybe we didn't. I think we could, but we didn't. Still gonna pass on that shit, survivability stuff. Tether amount, we could go all the way to max on tether amount. It's not a terrible idea. Take most of our tokens, but we can get that. And we'll maybe go... Charge push is tempting. You could also just go strength. That'll help us tear things apart a little bit faster when we have to do it manually. Go ahead and use a repair kit, and we're going to call that an episode. Thanks a lot.